and he just double crosses him. And speaking of double crosses, this is probably an appropriate time to bring in our guest analyst for this match, the Continental lover, Eddie Mansfield, who has done his fair share of crosses and double crosses in his day.
Well, yes, I have. The only way you're going to be the best is beat the best. And as you know, from being an announcer in San Antonio, Texas, I was a king of San Antonio, Texas. Plus, you know, being in the top 10 out of 3,000 wrestlers worldwide wasn't too bad. And, you know, when I look at talent like this, and, you know, I'm a guest tonight, you know, of the promotion as well as a guest of a dear friend of mine, Marty Jannetty. But what I want to point out is that when you have these two big guys like Joe Gomez, as well as this big huge guy by the name of Cyborg, I'm telling you, this Cyborg is an awesome individual. And when you look at them people, when you see Cyborg in the ring, pound for pound, I'd put him up against anybody.
Well, Eddie Mansfield, we're excited to have you out here. I know all the Florida fans know your exploits in Florida and being a top guy here in Florida. But when he mentioned San Antonio, he's telling the absolute truth. For 11 years, it stood the box office record for the Hemisphere Arena where the San Antonio's first place. It was held by Eddie Mansfield and Scott Casey, and that stood for 11 years.
But you know what's so great about that is that, you know, it showed the type of people we drew. I mean, we were selling out in every arena, anywhere they put Scott Casey and Ed Mansfield together. I mean, from bull rope matches to no DQ to cage matches to hair matches to you name it, folks, we did it. And I'm talking about a very talented guy in Scott Casey, and I had serious words with that guy. I mean, I still got scars over my head to prove it now, and my body as well.
Scott earned your respect.
Well, I beat him up enough, he oughta.
5 years ago, the greatest minds of science and warfare created a prototypical protective weapon for the new millennium. But something went deadly wrong, and the makers lost control of their creation, whose lust for battle has refused to be channeled for the good of mankind, and has brought him here tonight, making his way to the ring, standing 6'7", 299 pounds of twisted blue steel, an art man, the latest phenomenon in professional wrestling. Prepare yourselves for
What an entrance for Cyborg.
Well, you know, it's like I was saying, Mark Nolte, that you know, the Continental lover was a bad dude, but you're looking at one big, nasty human being right here. You're talking about a guy chiseled out of stone. He's probably about 6'6", 6'7", and I'm telling you, I guarantee you, he's big pressed this whole building. And when you look at a guy like him, the way Joe Gomez, who's one of the top guys in the business, he has to attack him. It's just like a big oak tree. You got to just whittle him down, man, because if he gets his hands on you, you're in trouble.
Oh, and Joe Gomez is up in the ring mocking Cyborg's entrance.
Well, what Joe Gomez is trying to do is already get his psychic going, because he knows what he's up against tonight.
Well, these two men know each other very well. They've been tag team partners. They were best friends. Joe Gomez sold him out. Thunderheart sold out Cyborg. And now, according to Cyborg, Thunderheart's going to have to pay the repercussions.
Well, you know, you never know on any given night, though. Cyborg may tear Joe Gomez from the pillar of the post, but then again, Joe Gomez is a great fundamental wrestler. And, you know, wrestling's on the marquee, and you got to mix a little wrestling in with a punching and kicking. That's fine. But with this guy, you got to attack him and get him on the mat and just beat him up.
Now, Eddie, you were very upfront about this. You would do whatever it took to win. If you had to choose between getting the fans on your side and winning a wrestling match, you wanted to win a wrestling match.
Well, the bottom line in any business is making money. So, you know, I look at it the same way as I'm one of the top television producers now in the country, you know, with 2 Emmys under my belt and a hit television series, Kids of Motorsports, John Andretti, nationwide. I attack producing like I attack professional wrestling. I didn't care what I have to do. I want to give 150% at all times. And that's the key for being a winner. You know, sometimes you make friends, sometimes you lose friends. But, you know, I always remember this. Always treat the people good on the way up, since you're going to meet them on the way back down.
I want to sit right with this woman right here. Well, Joe Gomez starts the mind games early. And Eddie, this is what this is, mind games. You use a lot of these tactics yourself. Try to get under your opponent's skin. Try to get him off balance.
Exactly, because there he is right there. I mean, it's a tactic that it has to be done with a big, mean, nasty guy like Cyborg. I mean, these chops, you can hear these chops. I mean, they're hurting this guy. But he's a tough dude, man. Look at him. He's put together like a rock.
Well, Eddie, I don't want to give away your age, but you have victories over Ivan Putski.
Yeah,
at that time was the most powerful man in wrestling.
Well, my age is I'm still a young guy. I could get in this ring right now and wrestle. I mean, I started when I was 19 years old. And I quit wrestling in my 20s. And I'm only in my 30s right now. And so, I mean, as far as, you know, I'm in pretty damn good shape right now. I mean, I could get in the ring.
Well, I know that. Eddie, the point I was trying to get to is you've got experience beating men that are bigger and stronger than you, because nobody was stronger than Ivan Putski.
Oh, no way. I mean, you know, and he had that Polish hammer that you really had to watch out for, because once he put the hammer on you, buddy, it was a good night out.
That was the difference maker.
Exactly. And what I used to do is attack Ivan Putski. I used to be like a tiger on top of him. I stayed on top of him. I kept the pressure on him, and that's what Joe Gomez will have to do with Cyborg. Is keep the pressure on him. It's good to strike him out with the ring here. I mean, walk around the ring, get your stuff together, and then strike him out. See, he's making him work. He's making him use energy right now. See, Cyborg's intense. He's an intense individual. Okay, well, Joe's out here chilling out. He's making this guy use or spend a lot of energy. Well, you don't need to do that as a wrestler. You need to do that in the ring.
Ryan, Eddie, we've seen a lot of big men in the ring. Cyborg, 297 pounds with 6% body fat.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Eddie, have you ever faced, I know you faced a lot of great physical specimens. You just mentioned Ivan Putski. Have you ever faced anybody as impressive as a physical specimen as Cyborg?
Well, there's probably only two guys that I have faced that will come close to Cyborg. And they're two of the biggest superstars ever in this business. One
goes to the big right, excuse me.
One is the Ultimate Warrior, and the other was Hulk Hogan, when he was a real massive dude.
But the athleticism of Joe Gomez on display.
Well, see, that's the key. When you got a big, strong individual like that, you know, when you look at Cyborg, he's a lot like Putski. His movements are very methodical. And now that's a snap suplex he just did, but see, he is so powerful it doesn't hurt a guy like that.
Well, look at the size of those shoulders and those deltoids.
And if you remember, when you looked at matches with Putski, and I used to study a lot of them, is that he's a methodical guy just like this. Cyborg's the same way. They go on strength. They're going to overpower an opponent.
How intimidating is it to be in the ring with somebody as strong as Cyborg?
Well, it's not so much as being intimidated. You can't be intimidated by anybody. The key to this guy is go around him, keep moving, be faster than he is, because I know Joe Gomez is faster than he is. Because when you have that much bulk and those big 26-inch guns this guy's got, 58, 60-inch chest, he can't move as quick, man. But once he gets his hands on you, you're dead.
Is it fair to say that the longer this match goes, the more to the advantage it is of Joe Gomez?
Yes. The longer he can string him, the better off he is.
Well, Brian, right now it looks like Thunderheart's more interested in keeping a dialogue with the fans than facing Cyborg.
Well, he's just trying to get back the pace of this match. I mean, Cyborg's been having his way with him here for the last few minutes. But that may change right now with Joe Gomez.
Well, that was a mistake. That was a mistake by Cyborg as he goes for Thunderheart outside the ring, and Thunderheart set for him. That reminded me a little bit of you, Eddie.
Well, you know, when you've got to set the guy up, that's it. That's the key, man. When you got a big, nasty individual like that, you can't afford for him to hit you. You don't want that. And Cyborg played right into Joe Gomez's hand. He kept going around the ring, taunting. And he made him make the first move. And when he leaned over those ropes, his balance was off. And what he did, he just grabbed his hand, took him right off like a big old tree.
Well, Brian, it doesn't matter how muscular you are. The one part of your body you can't develop is your knee. And that seems where Thunderheart's going to center his attack right now.
And Joe Gomez very smart right here, taking out one of the limbs of the big man here, trying to mobilize him in the ring as he wraps his leg around the steel cage.
Eddie, I think you told me this one time. If you can't stand, you can't win.
No, you can't, man. That's the key. And you got to stay on that point. I mean, if you got him hurt, I mean, you got to get on him and be vicious. And that's just the key to winning. You got to be vicious and stay on top of the guy. When you get a guy this strong and this powerful, just hurt him. I mean, hurt him at every point of balance. Take the leg out of him and then work that leg. Stay on that leg. And then go take his arm. Take the joint. Just like you said, the joints, no matter how big and strong you are, the joints are susceptible to injury. Doesn't matter who you are.
Exactly. And right now, Thunderheart did his homework. How much does it help Thunderheart that he teamed with Cyborg and he knows Cyborg as well as he does?
Oh, that's the key, because he knows his weakness. But also, you got to remember that Cyborg knows Joe Gomez's weakness as well. So this is a human chess battle here. It's power against finesse. And Joe Gomez is finessing him down. He just got to beat him down. Like I said, I told you, that you have to beat him down like an oak tree. Well, how are you going to take an oak tree down? You got to start at the bottom. He's starting at the legs, he's working his way up.
Well, it looks like if there was any remnants of friendship remaining, it looks like Thunderheart has thrown those out the window, because it doesn't look like he's just trying to beat Joe Gomez or Cyborg right now. It looks like he's trying to put him out.
Well, that's what he should be doing. You know, there's no, you know, when you're in that square circle, it's not about friendship. The bottom line is getting your hand raised in victory and going home with more money than the other guy.
You've double-cross partners before, haven't you?
Very few. The only one that I enjoyed double-crossing was Tully Blanchard, because he was such a big-faced little individual. I really enjoyed beating him up. And, you know, and I even beat his old man up one night in the locker room. So, I went 2 for 2.
Well, right now, I think Thunderheart, Joe Gomez will settle for being 1 for 1.
And that's going to be a big old one, too.
Brian, in the Orlando Sentinel, how would you have handicapped the chance going into that?
Going into this, you would have thought that Cyborg was doing the double cross the last time. He's going to be out for revenge. And so far, it's just all Joe Gomez going to work on the big man's knee, taking him down, putting him on the mat, where he just can't get any offense right now.
Well, and I think one thing that we may have failed to point out about Joe Gomez, we've been going on and on about what an incredible physical specimen Cyborg is, and goodness knows he is. But Joe Gomez is 6'4", 275, 280 himself.
He's a big guy. He's super heavyweight. And I mean, when you look at him, that, I mean, things happen.
And right now, Thunderheart, Joe Gomez wants to go for a chair, makes a mistake of turning his back on Cyborg. Head first into the ring post, and that's an equalizer.
Oh, sure it is. You know what happened there, Marcus? He took just a second too long, and that's how quick this battle can turn. If you snooze, you lose, and Joe was on top of this guy, and he had him going. Boom.
He's like on the floor. And there's no padding here.
No, there's no padding on this ring at all. Floor. I mean, this is a real hard floor.
Yeah, that blue that you're looking at is just a canvas to cover the basketball floor.
Oh,
there's
exactly.
no pad there. And now Cyborg
Back into the post once again.
Cyborg still limping, but right now, talk about the resiliency, if you will, of Cyborg to take the beating he took on that knee. That would have put away a lot of wrestling.
Well, you see him limping, and now Joe Gomez he's on the run now. He's hurt, and when you got a big guy after you like that, he's trying to get his wind back, get the the cobwebs out of his head. I mean, when you take a post like that, I mean, it really hurts. It hurts your head.
Well, after the last confrontation these two men had, I'm gonna steal a phrase from the greatest wrestling announcer of all time. This is just turned into a pure six.
Oh yeah, I've heard that one before.
And Gordon, if you're listening, our thoughts and prayers are with you. There's the cover by Thunderheart. Cyborg, just too big and strong.
Well, he's a powerful dude. You're not going to beat this guy with just a cover. I'm telling you, you got to thrash this guy and take a couple of chairs, hit him over the head with it, knock him senseless, and then do a big maneuver on him. Now, you watch this guy's power. You're going to see some power now because I don't